So, damit willkommen zurück zu... mal eben das Rollo runter machen. Nein, nicht willkommen zurück zu eben das Rollo runter machen, sondern zu Hercule Poirot, die Morde des Herrn ABC. Wir waren stehen geblieben, dass wir jetzt unsere kleinen grauen Zellen benutzen und uns einige Fragen stellen. Zum Beispiel, was hatte Betty an ihrem Abend vor? Wahrscheinlich eine Verabredung mit jemandem, jawohl. Betty ging häufig aus. Betty ging mit anderen Männern aus. Nee, das stimmt irgendwas nicht. Programm und Form. Habe ich da gerade einen Blitz gesehen? So, warte. Fangen wir nochmal von vorne an. Hercules Beobachtung. Okay, was hatte Betty an diesem Abend vor? Betty hatte sich an diesem Abend wahrscheinlich eine Verabredung mit jemandem und sie ging häufig aus. Viele Besucher. Kunde. Opfer hat Spuren am Hals. Was haben wir hier? Mit anderen Männern auch nicht. Dann ist irgendwas anderes falsch. Ja, da hinten gewittert's. Ich sehe die ganze Zeit so Blitze aufflackern. Was versteckt sich hinter Meganbarns Verhalten? Betty konnte gut singen. Morgan mochte Donald Fraser. Megan ist eine intelligente Frau. Nein. Megan verehrte ihre Schwester. Nein. Megan wird die Erbin Bernards. Jawohl. Hatte Megan ein Motiv, um ihre Schwester zu ermorden? Nein. Die offenen Fragen beantworten. Was hatte Betty an ihrem Abend vor? Was könnte sie vorgehabt haben? Ging mit anderen Männern aus? Ging häufig aus? Opfer hat Spuren am Hals. Ein einziger Kunde ging was trinken. Viele Besucher. Das ist eine Beobachtung, auch Beobachtung. Das ist eine Aussage. Was hatte Betty an ihrem Abend vor? Betty hat an diesem Abend wahrscheinlich eine Verabredung mit jemandem. Betty ging häufig aus. Mit anderen Männern. Viele Besucher. Boah. Aber was könnte denn sein? Überlegen wir nochmal. Sie hat sich offenbar mit jemandem... Ja, wir wissen ja nicht, ob sie sich mit jemandem getroffen hat. Wir wissen nur, dass sie arbeiten war. Zu dieser Zeit gibt es viele Besucher. Was wissen wir halt denn genau? Sie wollte offenbar schwimmen gehen. Gut, ich kenne ja die Lösung, deshalb versuche ich gerade von der Lösung her zu denken. Aber das sollte ich vielleicht nicht tun. Betty hat dann in Bezug auf ihr Programm des Vorabends angelogen. Vielleicht doch das? Nee. Betty ging neben vielen anderen Männern aus. Ah! Kannte Betty ihren Angreifer? Der Mann hatte Betty geführt, bevor er sie zum Stand geführt und sie erdrosselt hat. Achso, jetzt gehe ich hoch. Wo war denn die Miniaturansicht? Achso.
You've seen Fraser, Hastings. What is your feeling?
He's a big chap. Fragile isn't exactly the word that springs to mind. I talked to his landlady before seeing him. She went to bed at 11. Fraser wasn't home yet.
Bien. Megan Barnard said he is a reserved character but with a nasty temper. We will see if this is the case.
Wo war denn das jetzt hier mit den Mopeds? Ach, egal. Mann, 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 Mann. Komm, gib Gazen hier. So, dann schauen wir mal.
How do you do, Mr. Fraser?
You Hercule Poirot. Mr. Hastings said you wanted to speak to me.
Yes. I know that it may not be the right time, but I would like to ask you a few questions.
Schauen wir uns erstmal an.
This man looks suspicious.
Faust auf den Tisch geballt. Augenringe.
Donald Fraser is in a terrible state, as if he hadn't slept all night. And he's drinking White Horse.
Leave me alone. Tell me that it's a mistake. That Betty isn't dead.
Sadly, your lady friend has been murdered, Mr. Fraser.
Oh, Betty, if only you'd listened.
Did you visit Betty yesterday afternoon?
No, I haven't seen Betty for 2 days. I was at the office yesterday afternoon.
Can you prove that?
Of course. But why this question? Betty died yesterday evening, didn't she?
Yesterday, a guest came to the Ginger Cat alone and ordered a White Horse whiskey, and by the look of it, you also appear to be fond of this brand.
Yes, it's a good whiskey and not cheap. I only drink it on special occasions. Or tragic ones.
I understand. Do you know what Betty's plans were yesterday evening?
She said she was having dinner with her sister.
And you believed her?
And why not, sir? She was my fiancée.
Das
That
stimmt.
did not stop her from lying to you before. Betty was not a bad girl, but she did like to take advantage of her success with men.
How dare you sully her memory?
Please excuse me if I appear to be brutal. I understand that this is a difficult time for you.
So you understand why I don't feel like talking, Mr. Poirot?
Ah, I knew I'd find you here, Poirot. I thought the victim's young man was here.
Yes, is all yours, Chief Inspector. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Romanischer Beichtstuhl. So, hatte Donald ein Motiv für den Mord an Betty? Donald war in Betty sehr verliebt. Donald hat kein Alibi. Der hat doch ein Alibi. Betty ging häufig aus. Donald hätte zu einem Motiv Eifersucht. Hat Donald ein Alibi? Wo war das denn? Hier. Donald hätte am Strand sein und Betty ermorden können. Für alle Morde, Beweismaterial. Donald hat vielleicht Betty ermordet, aber es kann trotzdem Miss Asher ermordet.
Hastings looks ill at ease. He really doesn't like Fraser.
So, zurück zum Strand.
Fraser doesn't have an alibi and he's extremely jealous.
You are very skilled at summing up.
And yet you haven't asked Jap to arrest him.
It is too soon. But I agree, without the letters announcing the crimes, Fraser would already be behind bars. Bon, I think we have enough elements. Let's reconstruct the events at the scene of the crime.
Sehr schön, wir sind schon...
I can't imagine how the murderer wasn't seen, though. Surely she must have struggled.
Let us try and imagine the scene.
Rekonstruktion ist angesagt. Die Rekonstruktion des Mordes am Strand.
The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 5.
Ändern, fortschreiten.
Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6.
Ändern.
Miss Betty enters the hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a code.
Den Gürtel ausziehen, fortschreiten. Na, wir
They
sind
keep
noch
walking. Then she removes her belt.
The murderer moves behind her and then attacks her by surprise. The body falls, lifeless, on the sand.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Gut, damit wäre der zweite Fall rekonstruiert. Einfaches Getriebe.
Without the ABC, we might have suspected Mr. Asher and Mr. Fraser. But by signing his crimes, the murderer is making sure he's accused. In a way, it is very generous of him.
Generous? The murderer seduced Betty in order to lure her to the beach and kill her.
Sind allerdings schon bewusst.
What are you planning to do, Poirot?
Return to London, mon cher Hastings.
Zurück nach London. Ich muss noch mal gucken, wie das mit diesen Miniaturansichten jetzt gleich ist.
Right, back to London. There is nothing more for us to do here.
So. Dann schauen wir mal, was jetzt passiert.
Jap has decided to reveal details to the press. The alphabet murder is now famous.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who know, the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
Poirot, I have a bad feeling. Poor Mr. Poirot, not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your prime, perhaps. Let us see if you can do any better this time. This time, it's an easy one. Churston on the 30th. Do try and do something about it. It's a bit dull having it all my own way, you know. Good hunting. Ever yours, ABC. Good hunting. Did you hear that, Poirot? The murderer seems to be taking it all as a game, a challenge. He will strike on 30th in Churston. We must warn Scotland Yard.
By the way, Hastings, what day is it?
Well, looking at the calendar, it's the 30th. No time to lose. We must prepare our suitcases for Churston.
Mon Dieu, it is already 10 o'clock. I will call Scotland Yard immediately. Ah, some cool hair.
Finde ich cool, wie er sich gerade so im Kreis dreht.
Hello, Jap. We received a new letter from ABC in the 10 o'clock post.
Where and when?
In Churston. Today.
Today? I'll inform the population immediately.
I'll check the train times. Call me back.
Ah, Reise nach Churston vorbereiten.
Hastings' photo album. He is very proud of his bag.
Mhm.
Bexillancy, Sussex. Population 24,703.
Achso, das hätten wir schon. Okay. Wunderbar.
Hastings, what you are doing is an absolute disaster. That is no way to pack suitcases.
Heavens, we must hurry. We have to get to Churston before the murder.
You're right, Hastings. It is an emergency.
At last, Poirot, you're being reasonable.
Naja, das ist jetzt
Poirot,
nicht...
you were right. I've just consulted the ABC guide. There's no hurry. The next train doesn't leave till 11:45.
You see, there is no need to hurry. We will not be in Churston until tomorrow morning. After the murder.
But why has the murderer warned us so late? It's not what he usually does. Did he do it on purpose?
Very good question, Hastings. We should also compare the letter we have just received with the other two. Although I have very little doubt about what we will find.
So.
In his haste, Hastings tore the envelope. Right, let us compare this new letter with the second one.
Jawohl. Fangen wir wieder an.
Let us examine this more. Certain characters in the two.
Fangen wir wieder mit dem I an.
Yes, this I don't see anything in. Yes, the I characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other...
So, dann haben wir wieder ABC.
Yes, the... Right. Let us compare this with the
Ja,
other
ja,
letter.
komm, mach. So, dann vielleicht mit der auch mal, ich weiß gar nicht.
That's right. The egg...
Also heute dürfte es ja eigentlich
I
nur noch
have to
gehen,
find some
wenn
others.
man, wie gesagt, mit den Druckern Probleme hat.
Right. Let us compare this with the other letter. Of course, the W characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Okay. Warum kommt die Nacht des Mörders so spät? Am richtigen Datum versandt. Falsche Adresse, gut, das habe ich jetzt auch gewusst, nur aus dem Film.
The letter should have arrived in time. The postmark shows that it was sent 3 days ago.
Ich hätte mir die Umschläge mal angucken
Our
müssen.
man made a mistake in the address, which explains the delay. All the same, the post office took their time correcting the error.
Come on, Poirot. Your address is not quite as well known as that of Scotland Yard. Poirot, the telephone.
Ja, ich komme ja schon.
I have some news from Churchton. Bad news, I'm afraid. Sir Carmichael Clark was murdered while out on his evening walk.
Sir Carmichael Clark. The name is familiar to me.
He was a famous throat specialist, one of the best in London. A wealthy man, he retired to Combside, a beautiful house by the sea. He collected antiques.
Are you going there?
Yes, let's meet on the train.
Nach Justin. Ah. Ei.
The victim is called Sir Carmichael Clark, one of the best throat specialists in London. The body was still warm when we found it. If we'd been warned earlier, we definitely could have saved him.
It appears that the murderer made a mistake when he wrote his letter.
A mistake? Lucky for him.
And what if he did it on purpose?
No. He's defined his madcap rules and he's sticking to them. It's a matter of pride for him. Shall we go up to the house, Poirot?
You go, my friends. I will come soon.
So, dann schauen wir uns erstmal den Tatort an. Aber ich würde sagen, wir machen an der Stelle einen Schnitt und das war dann auch die Aufnahmesession für heute, glaube ich. Und bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.